Hello, my fellow ghouls and ghoulettes, and welcome to Monster Planet, where I talk about a monster's brief history, how it affected our modern world today, and how media portrays the monster. I'm your host, Marlon Gonzalez, and today's monster is going to be half of what you suspected. So, let's get started. The monster of the day is the Philippines flying vampiric ghoul, the Aswang. The Aswang goes by many names, but is widely known in the Philippines as the Manananggal. The meaning of Manananggal is of Filipino origin, with the word meaning to remove or to separate, which is very fitting. The monster has appeared in early literature as early as 1582 in Spanish missionary text, but it was likely that the Filipino inhabitants passed this folklore orally even before it was written. The Aswang is a class of ghouls, but they have similarities in terms of traits and abilities to those of werewolves, vampires, witches, and of course, ghouls. They're always portrayed as women. In some accounts, they're described as beautiful and seductive, but other descriptions contrast with it being described as repulsive or terrifying. For their monster appearance, after sunset, the Aswang would set out into the forest, and when they're alone, they sprout its large black wings on its back, and then separates itself from the waist, leaving its lower half standing in the forest as it goes searching for its victims. The way it eats its victims is by devouring the lungs, hearts, livers, and intestines of adult victims. This is one of many ways this monster feeds on its prey, but the ideal prey for this monster is pregnant women. Yes, you heard me right, pregnant women. But don't worry, here are methods to defeat or drive away the Aswang. You can sprinkle ashes, vinegar, salt, and spices on her lower body, which will prevent her from becoming whole again. But that's assuming that you find her lower half. Another way is to wait until the sun comes up, but I won't go into further detail. This is one monster that has truly impacted our modern world. Speaking of affecting the modern world, ever since the Spanish conquered the Philippines in 1521 by Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, the conversion to Catholicism that happened onto the Filipino culture has been affected entirely, changing it forever. The Aswang's influence plus Spain's influence has been one of many major factors that has brought the people of the Philippines together. Besides the togetherness, to this day, people are still suspicious and scared that the Aswang will come and get them, which is, of course, a scary thought. Nevertheless, the impact that it had has been one of both positive and negative. The overall stories and lessons that this monster has brought has been one of the driving forces that have led to a good number of people to become superstitious and speculative. Some even make sure to have salt, garlic, an assortment of spices to make sure that the women who are pregnant are safe. I find this very interesting and intriguing, to say the least. The media portrays this monster as more as an intellectual who plots their kills rather than going on a wild killing spree. This shows how calculated each of her moves are, how precise, and how deadly she can be. Many Filipino filmmakers have been inspired by the monster, so much that several movies and TV shows were dedicated towards it, such as Aswang, Maria Labo, Ang Manananggal, and many more. These movies and TV shows have incorporated the supernatural and folklore that made the Manananggal such a terrifying force. It's no wonder people are scared of the monster, and I hope we can be half as fierce as this flying vampiric ghoul. That's all the time I had for you ghouls and ghoulettes. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember, be careful which beautiful girl you meet. She might be an Aswang in disguise.